Have you ever watched the movie Three Idiots? Do you know who Rancho was? Well, if you know that, this is going to be really interesting for you because recently I came across a group who call themselves Ranchos. And yeah, they were inspired by the movie Ranchos. And you know what they've been doing is really interesting to me because Ranchos not only represent a movie character, but it represents anyone who questions the rules, breaks them, and creates rules for themselves. So, this group consists of 7 members who've been doing really incredible work through their concerts, events, treks, football academy, and so much more. Today, I'll be in conversation with Swani, who's a rancho herself. And yeah, we're gonna talk about her journey, how they started, and what's coming next in their way. So yeah, she'll be joining us anytime soon. Hey Swani, what's up?
You,
Hi,
I'm great.
I'm good. So, you're not an
Hi.
ordinary group, right? What do you mean by that? Okay, I kind of lost you there. Hey, can you hear me? I think you should try rejoining. I think that'll make more sense. It's fine, is it?
Hello.
Yeah. Is
You
it
can hear
fine
me?
now?
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Sorry for the
good.
connection error.
It's all right. It's all right. So, let's get started, right?
Yes, yes.
So, you call yourselves as not an ordinary group, right? What do you mean by
Yeah.
that?
Um, so the idea started with doing something different from the college, mainstream thing that is happening in the world. So that was the ordinary things that people did at the time after 12th and after they they complete their schooling and they think that they want to do they go for college. So what we did was something different and something which is not ordinary. So and it was based on Rancher's concept of learning. So um, that is why it is not an ordinary group because we do different things which is not in the lines that is provided, the pathway that is provided to us normally.
hmm And what does it really
Yeah.
look like? I mean, what's what's the difference between the traditional way of our education and learning, and what's something that you've been doing differently?
So generally after 12 people, go to college for 3 years for graduation and then they do masters and then they have a job or open something that they want to. But we cut short all of that and just started with doing what we wanted to do. And it's not that we don't take a degree, we do correspondence as well. But we did things that we wanted to do. After 12th, we are like, some people just want to do a concert, but they don't have a thing that, kabhi zindagi mein karenge. They'll do it some one point at the time. So why not do
hmm
it now? So that was the whole idea. And how we can grow ourselves despite of not going to college, because somewhere down the line there in college a lot of time is being wasted if you don't work for it, and a lot of things are outdated, the system and the way things are. So that is why we.
That's so interesting because a lot of time we spend in schools, we I mean, just for studying and studying, we really don't do the things that we want to do And it's really
Yeah.
interesting to see that you were able to cut short that and like directly dive deep into what you wanted to do.
Yeah, so we
So,
did a lot of experiential learning. So our focus was majorly on that to, go out in the world and do experiential learning as much as we can.
hmm so
That
tell
was
us more about the projects that you've done in the past and how they came out for you.
um so we did multiple things. Like we started with concerts because in we always want in once in our life we'll organize a concert or be a part of that concert or dance in a concert, and we just did it. Aisa. So
hmm
um, that was there, and then we had two concerts, and then we called Dr. Value Money, Thyrocare Company's CEO, as a motivational speaker to Surat, and
hmm
it was a huge event. We had two sessions, and we did like a huge thing. And then we had Gautam Kitrappa, who has been live on your channel as well. So everyone should watch
Yeah.
that next.
hmm
Yeah, so we had him for education and learning, the topic that we're talking about right now. And then we have our football club, which is going on right now. It has been going on since more than 2 years now. So we have that as well. And we have done multiple projects. Even in this lockdown, we had a whole series called Outliers, which was about personal transformation and, you know, um, contributing in people's life through our personal transformation and
hmm
sharing that.
Which is really interesting to see because you guys are only like young, like late teenagers or like you're in your early 20s, right? And this is really
Yeah,
interesting to see that you've cut college and like really doing stuff that really matters to you. And
yeah. Thank you.
so, what do you think like inspired you all to do this? Because I mean, I'm sure there might be some dissatisfaction with the Indian education system, and that you were like dissatisfied with some aspect of it. What was that?
The outdatedness of the whole thing that, like where I study from Surat only. So,
hmm
and I got a degree as well, but a lot of things were there which were, the whole things have changed. Like every 5 years, every 10 years, things change drastically, but the education or the theoretical parts remain the same a lot of times. So that is what dissatisfies us in a way. And um, because we are in college, we are in like in a bubble, and then we're out of the college. It's like a huge corporate world, and things are going on, and sometimes you
hmm
don't get to cope with that. So um, that dissatisfaction led us to do this whole thing, and it was more of an experiential thing, matlab
hmm
experimentative actually. We did not plan that we would do all these things. It just happened step by step. Like, say right now, even I'm talking to you, nothing was planned. Anything that we did, we just wanted to do at that moment, and we did that. So we did not.
it's interesting to see. I mean, you're seven of them, right? And I
Yeah.
think I was in conversation with Prem, like, and then he told me that each one of you have a different ability, like a speciality of sorts. So, like, tell me more about your team members and what they do and how you together as a group bring ranchos together.
Um. So you have talked to Prem already. So he is like the deep person who can, read people just by listening to them, that kind of a person. And we
hmm
have Khushi Shah she's my schoolmate. And with her, Rancho started. Like, she was the first one to kind of join. Like, there was nothing there since then, but and she's like the courageous one. Like, she gets things done, that kind of a person. You need that one in group, to get things done. And then we
Definitely.
have Jainam, yeah, who is very much fun and whose operations, to like work with fun, that kind of a person. So
hmm
he's there. And then we have Kushanata, who is our tech guy, who does
hmm
who who's there to support everyone whenever we need. Like, there is someone who's always there. Whatever you do, wherever you're stuck, he's there. And then we have Rishabh. He is
hmm
like he's very much focused on contributing people's health, and he's also get shit done wala person. Like, he'll do it.
hmm
He's like producing results all the time. And then
Right.
there's Kushal Shah, who is my brother, and
hmm
he's doing diamond, and he is like a very fun guy who he can create celebration and excitement wherever, you know,
Mm-hmm.
everyone has their all the sides, but these are the sides that, that
Yeah.
kind of brings us together. Yeah,
Seriously, that's so
personally, yeah.
interesting. I mean, even the event that you did with Gautam Khetripal and the one that you did with ThyroCare founder, I think you were able to get like 2,000 people or something for the auditorium, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
tell me more about that and tell us more about that. How was it like a transformation experience for you in terms of like your learning and growth?
So it was actually very, huge event, our first big event, Dr. Valimani, and um, we had new learnings every day because like every day was a new day. We had something, some big, different problem, different decisions to take, different things to do, and
Hmm.
consistently we had to, like problem solution, learning sort of things. And I goofed up like a lot of times in that as well, but I got my learnings from the mistakes that I did. So
Hmm.
that was very nice for me. And um, like it was first time we actually contributed in a huge scale to Surat. So bringing someone, like we went to meet him to Mumbai, and
Hmm.
his generosity is exceptional. He told yes to come to Surat for whole day, and
Wow.
the whole thing, the whole ambience and atmosphere become very different. Like everyone is talking about it, and like we're doing it on a very huge scale. So that was extremely
I can
nice. And
imagine
for Ranchos, it
2,000
was,
people
yeah,
like in an auditorium. It's like
yeah,
next level energy, right?
yeah. So we had two sessions. So we divided like 1,000, 1,000, but it was, and we had, it was a paid session to enroll people for a paid session and to cause a huge something like that. That was very different
Hmm.
for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think I guess Prem told me about that as well, that you weren't able to get a lot of signups to like the last dates, and then suddenly it kind of
Yeah.
rolled into.
Yeah. So, still, I think 5 days before the session, we had comparative very less registrations, and in 5 days, like the whole ecosystem around us, and everyone was there to support us. Everything changed drastically in 5 days.
Hmm.
So, like, I think we started from 800, no, 400, I think, 400 to 500, 400 registration, and we went to 2,000. So
Which
that's
is
like a,
like seriously like
yeah,
quadruple the numbers in like 5 days,
yeah,
which is massive.
yeah, 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 I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
mean,
that was the
okay, so
biggest,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, that was the
go
biggest
ahead.
learning for us actually to not, give up till the end, like till the date, till the
Mm.
event starts. We'll just keep on going and keeping all the feelings and everything that comes with the pressure and everything aside and just do it. So it
Obviously,
was very
it's
nice.
like too much emotion at the same time, like too much to handle at the same time, right?
Yeah, like right now I'm being, very happy about it and everything, but at that time it was very different. Like the
Yeah.
experience was very different.
Yeah, when you have like all the responsibilities on your shoulders and then you have to like it's your thing and you cannot like back out, you have to do it, right?
Yeah. And we had extraordinary ecosystem, like the people around us, like supported
Mhm.
us, our parents, everyone around us were like, there to back us up wherever we like felt. So that
Right.
was very nice.
Yeah, even the session that you did with Gautam Khetripal, I watched that session and it was called, I guess, Pathshala, right?
Yeah.
And that's like going back to the school in its truest forms. And
Yes.
so, what was that session and how was the response for that session like?
Um, so the session was about education and finding your tribe in the education and
Hmm.
not going to the conventional path that is shown and how much variety of options that we have around the world to get the education that we want. And at
Hmm.
that time, online and everything was so much open, and Gotham has redefined the way of education and personal transformation as well. So that Prem actually saw his TED talk and
Mm-hmm.
was very much, inspired by the way he talked about education. So he thought that we should bring him here. So
Mm-hmm.
from that it all started, and by the end there were like lots of students. So our main purpose was to get students, to enroll for this.
Right.
But on the day, there were a lot of students. I don't exactly remember the number, but there were
Mm-hmm.
people really loved it. A lot of my friends also started, doing online education, learning new things after. So he majorly talked about learning as a core. So
Right.
that which is very important. So people started learning after that, like being, unstoppable in learning online or in any forms that they can.
Yeah, he talks about that three model level of education, like how you can fuel your self education and learning. And that's an
Yeah,
interesting concept. We discussed that on our show as well, which was like we dove dive like into that concept. And that was really interesting to see. I mean, it all started with me as well watching his TED talk and then like being really inspired by that TED talk and like bringing him on. And so,
yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, you've been working with Ranchos for a while now. What does it really represent to you? I mean, as a personal story, what do you think it represents to
My personal story, actually, I already thought what I wanted to do after my 12th, and I already enrolled for a few things. Like I did jewelry designing, and I had my studies which I planned to. But
you? Mm-hmm.
I always seek for more. Like even right now, I am that kind of person who seeks for more. There's something more that we can do in life, or some bigger purpose, or something more that we can do. Like always. So.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, One of the member introduced me that this kind of meeting is happening, and I just I'm like, I'm coming. So that was
Mm-hmm.
my call to action, that I wanted to go. And it's like kind of hope. It was hope, it is still hope for me, actually. So hope for doing something more in life, and
Mm-hmm.
growing yourself in multiple ways, because it's not only about experience or business. It's personal transformation and a lot of things, that family transformation and career wise growth, maturity, a lot of things that come came inside of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, I found my new self in it, like in these 3 years that I've been. Rancho's found
Mm-hmm.
me, like now that I'm talking to, I'm realizing that what it actually holds, like how much
What has been your
important it.
biggest learning till date? Like working with Ranchos, exploring yourself.
Um, one of the one of it is keep going, like in spite of anything that comes. Like
Mm-hmm.
because we've had, like I have personally had extreme emotional stages in these 3 years, like during the phase of ranchos. And it's not ranchos has never only been career, like I said before. It has been everything. Like it's like a lifestyle and thinking and thought process. So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it was always like keep going in spite of, like anything, like emotions and breakdowns you have, and all the self doubt, multiple, lots and lots of self doubt, and to keep going in spite of that. That is what I think Ranjas um, taught me. And second was learning, like
Mm-hmm.
consistently learning. Like I have met multiple people from different age groups, and they did not stop learning. So that was something that really is what I'm inspired of.
Which is really interesting also. I mean, since you call yourselves as Ranchos, and this is something that we first came across in Three Idiots, right? And that
Yeah.
was an interesting concept to hear because people were all focused in that rat race thingy, and then they came across this character who strived for excellence, and then he said like success will follow, right? So I'm sure you might have watched Three Idiots a couple of times. What do you think has inspired you the most in the movie?
The movie. That's a good question. I think it's to have fun while being in the
Mm-hmm.
process, because a lot of times personally I forget to have fun. I become a lot serious and everything. But in that movie, the character is shown in such a way to have fun and not be afraid of doing something new or doing something different from what the whole the whole everyone around you is doing the same thing, but to be not afraid to ask the questions, like ask why like this, why not like this, to give um creative answers, to think differently, so
Mm-hmm.
and to have fun while doing all that thing. So that is what it is. That's
Right.
the best part of
I
the movie.
think that's very true. I mean, we miss out fun from the learning process while going to school because it becomes more of a mundane task for us. That, okay, we have to pass this examination because, okay, that will allow us to go to another grade. And we have to do that because we have to like crack an exam to go to college. And that just removes the learning aspect and the fun aspect of the process. And I think that's really important too. It just adds an element of joy to the things that you're already doing.
Yes, definitely. Like even in ranchos, my definition of celebration shifted. Like while
Hmm.
the process runs, and learn to
Celebration.
celebrate things. Yeah, to celebrate things, like um to be grateful about things, to celebrate what you've got in life, to celebrate something that you have achieved. Because
Hmm.
a lot of time we just we're just inside our head and we just forget to see what we have done till now, where we've reached till now. Matlab, uh, we always have something better, but from where you were and where you were right now, there is a lot to celebrate from, for who you are, what you have done,
Right.
how you have been hustled so hard to just be there.
Hmm.
So even that thing shifted.
Celebrating your small wins and the victories that you accomplish while on your way, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's really interesting to see that. I mean, Ranchos was started 2, 3 years ago. And now I also came across this group which is called Junior Ranchos. And I think these guys are like really like small teenage kids who were inspired by the work that you've been doing. So, I mean, tell
yeah.
us more about that in that group as well, because it's interesting to see like really small kids doing really amazing stuff.
Yeah, so they are in our ecosystem. There were young people who were, always there to volunteer for the things that we're doing, and they even like they saw their growth. They got, they have such huge potential, extraordinary. Like few of them are in seventh, tenth, eighth standards, and they write like extraordinary poems and such. They one of the person called Mahek gave a book review right now on the movie Wonder. Have you watched the book Wonder? Like, have you watched or read the book
Okay,
Wonder?
two people have recommended me that movie. I now have to watch it.
Yeah,
Seriously.
you can see her review. It's on our YouTube channel, and she just gave a book review like 3 days back or 2 days back, and the whole whole junior dancers created that thing, and they took a stand, they took the leadership and such exceptional potential that they have, and they're channelizing through various forms. So that is extraordinary. They have been uh like our support since a very long time, and
Hmm.
the growth scale that they have, I say people think that ranchos are doing so much in their life, which is true, but like uh the age that they are in and the way they are, already growing so much is extraordinary. So
Seriously.
that's fun.
I mean, I don't know what I was doing when I was in grade seventh or sixth, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's good to see that these young people are like taking initiatives of their own and like trying to break the norms in terms of asking real questions, right?
exactly. And have such deep maturity, level, like such depthness, and it's extraordinary to see them that way. It's really nice.
Serious. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so good. So, I mean, it's just so much that you guys are doing like already. I mean, what plans do you have and what you're currently doing so that I mean we also know how we can enroll and be a part of your community.
So Ranchos right now, we have a football club which is going on right now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's in Surat only. and three of our members are working full time in that. Other four people are doing different things
Mm-hmm.
in the area of interest that they want to do. And anyone if they want to enroll, they can just like DM us on Ranchos, or because it is volunteer right now, and then we'll like their growth process and everything will be done in the process. And we have internship program for Surat City United, which is our football club, so
Mm-hmm.
they can enroll in that as well. So that is what is happening right now. Other four people are doing different things in their areas.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Which is really interesting. If anyone wants to like go work and like see what Ranchos feels like, you can DM them on their Instagram page,
it.
the one that we're live with currently. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. I mean, how do you see yourself like making an impact, and what kind of impact do you think you're making? I mean, because you're already making one.
Um, First impact that I feel I'm making to myself, because the way I've shifted, and because the way I've shifted, and because the way Ranchos, each members or our ecosystem has shifted, we are able to contribute more to the society. So we had a program called Outliers, and
Right.
in that we all of the seven members talked about their journey for thousand days, and in that lots and lots of people have watched all of our sessions, and from
Mm-hmm.
that, and otherwise we see that people are shifting, their point of view is shifting. People have started to ask questions, started to think more deeply, to experiment more in life, and to contribute more in life, so to take stand for other people's life as well. So it's not about how your life is only all the time, because if the people around you, if the ecosystem around you is growing, is having that kind of growing learning attitude wala mindset, then
Mm-hmm.
the like whole surroundings can shift. So I think that is what is being created right now, like consciously subconsciously, it that is what has happened. That is what I can see right now, like in terms of
Seriously.
health area or anything,
Mm-hmm.
any area that we consider. Yeah.
Even Prem was talking about like that environment has played a huge role in terms of you all doing what you have done, like the kind of environment and support you all have been getting like from people of Surat and around the city. That's I think really
Yeah.
incredible to see because there's so many people that support you in Surat, which is really nice.
Yeah. And especially our parents, because, to have that different kind of mindset, there have been, be okay with your child not going to the, say, normal and conventional college pathway, and to have that job and everything, and to be okay with that, and to providing that space to be
Hmm.
different. So that is what I think, like each one of our parents have provided that for us. So that's really nice.
Which is really appreciable of the fact of their part as well because not a lot of parents understand this because a lot of the times they've been like into this traditional way of education that they feel like is gonna help their kid become successful. But to be able to understand this unconventional thing takes a lot more. I mean, it's just appreciable on their part.
Yes, definitely. Agreed.
So, okay, so there are so many people who are watching us right now. Mainly, I think they're younger people who are of our age. So, I mean, what do you think is something that you would like them to know? Who, like the people who are watching right now, from you, from your side, from Lanchos?
Um, I think keep working hard, and on your personal transformation, and giving to people as well. So um, when you start producing results, you can see a lot of things inside yourself that you see that this one thing is stopping me to achieve something, and
Mhm.
wherever you want to reach in life, it starts from personal transformation. So um, and take big games, like, just not, say one day in life we'll do something like that. Even
Hmm.
I am like, when I'm talking to you right now, I'm like, just take big games. I'm telling to myself right now that
Hmm.
take big games, so that you
Yeah,
can,
as they
because when
say.
you have that, yeah, bigger purpose to achieve, then a lot of things about you realize, and then you want to change that. If I shift that now, I can take much more bigger games, just because this all things are like, it, I think take big games and keep working on yourself. That's what I
I,
would say.
yeah, that's incredible and well put as well. I mean, even we at Being Different believe that all of us have massive potential, but a lot of us don't play to that potential that we have. We've kind of
Yeah,
accepted to the mediocrity and we've bought into that lie. But once you overcome that, once you know that, I mean, even Gotham said this, and this really hit me. Once you show someone their potential, they're intrinsically motivated to do stuff, learn stuff, and learn new things, right? And when
yeah,
intrinsic motivation kicks into play, it's just a never ending fuel. I mean, unlike extrinsic motivation, you don't have to push towards things. It's something that pulls you towards it, right? It's like a magnet of the opposite pole, which pulls you towards it.
yeah, definitely. Like, now that I think about it, I can't, uh, matlab, sit just doing nothing for a very long time, because I know, say I have this potential, and there is
Hmm.
someone else who's seeing me much more big, much huge potential than I see myself. So that kind of, what do you say, to have that kind of thinking, and to, work from that perspective for yourself. You have much more potential than what you're doing right now. You can produce much more. So
Hmm.
that is really, and a lot of time people just want someone to believe in them. Like, someone believed in me, so I could do something this extraordinary. And like, most of the people want someone else as well to believe in themselves. So, because of that self-doubt thing, it's just, if someone believes now, you have to believe in yourself first, definitely. But when someone
Right.
else believes as well, you have that, I don't know, energy to, be okay, like, I can do this, that kind of thing. So intrinsic
That is
motivation
so
is
true.
really important.
That is so true. It's
Yeah.
so, I mean, before we wrap this up, I'd like to like tell everyone that even at Being Different, we bring all those interviews out, just like the one that we had. We bring amazing people from all over the world, like incredible people like neuroscientists, actors, authors of books, and international DJs and singers, and all those people. And we interview them and bring the best insights out of them. And we do this show. We started this show and company because we wanted to help you guys that and to bring out those ideas that can add value to your lives and like really transform your lives. So if you haven't checked it out, please do make sure that you check it out. There's so many insights and valuable, incredible insights for you all. So before we wrap this up, I would really like to thank Swani for this and the entire Ranchos group, because what I feel is you guys are doing really incredible stuff. You guys are making an impact in Surat and around it, and you everyone knows Ranchos in Surat at least, right? And that's a big thing to have, right? As a student organization, student initiative, that's a good thing to do, right? And I
Yeah.
just really appreciate the fact that you've been taking the initiative of doing a lot of things that you've been doing, which not a lot of people at of our age do. And like more power to you. That's what I say.
Yeah, even I want to thank you, because you approached us, and your this being different, even the words like being different shows a lot. And what you're providing, the memory course that everyone should enroll in, that it's starting on 17th, I think, or February somewhere.
It's 13th,
And
14th Feb. Yeah.
yeah, 13th Feb. And he brings lots of, new people around the world, and he have conversation with them. So that is extraordinary. So everyone must follow him as well. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Swani. We'll end this now. And thank you everyone for joining us. really means a lot. You spend the evening with us. Thank you so much. If you have any questions
Thank
for me
you.
or Swani, anyone, we can take that for like
Yeah,
2, 3 minutes.
yeah.
You can drop the questions here. Okay, if there are no more questions, I mean, we'll wrap this up and yeah, have a great evening, everyone. And see ya, Swani.
Thank
Bye.
you. Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Oh.